Welcome to Madrid Reviews. This is your host, Christian Madrid, and on today's video, we're going to be talking about Hurry Up Tomorrow. Let's get to the review now, yo. Alright, y'all, let's get into this. So, I just saw The Weeknd's film for his new album, Hurry Up Tomorrow, and it was pretty good. It's a very weird and surreal movie, and I didn't really know what to expect going into it, but I enjoyed it, even if I didn't fully understand it at times. I enjoyed The Weeknd's music, and his new album is pretty good. Trey Edward Schultz did a good job directing this movie, as it's a very creative and artsy kind of film. The writing is good, but I will say there's not really much of a plot to this film. I wish there was some more plot. Like, I wish there was more of a story to kind of like get behind. There are some interesting themes this movie plays around with, like, self-doubt, paranoia, the pressures of fame, anxiety, depression, and even heartbreak. And it does a good job at letting the audience understand what's going on in The Weeknd's head, and it's difficult to understand, what this film's trying to say at times, which I think a lot of people may not like it for that. But I understood it enough to enjoy it, as it allows the audience to make up their own interpretation for what this film is really trying to say. I enjoyed it. I wish it kind of gave us a little more, to comprehend and grasp, But, I enjoyed it. The ending, though, was very lackluster. I wish there would have been a better conclusion to the story, as I wasn't satisfied with the ending, I'll be honest. It's a very surreal and fever dream kind of film, and I did find it to be entertaining, even though I didn't really care for the ending, but I found the journey to be good of this movie. The acting is good, The Weeknd actually gives a good performance in this film. The only thing that he's been in that I know of is The Idol, and that show sucked. I didn't even get through it. I watched like 2 episodes. I couldn't. His acting was very bad in that. It was a shitty show. But he gives a good performance in this movie. He plays a fictionalized version of himself, which I don't think is too far from reality. And he does a good job. And also Jenna Ortega gives a great performance, and Barry Keoghan both give great performances, two of the best rising stars in Hollywood right now. Both good actors, The cinematography in this film is spectacular. One of the best elements of this movie. This movie is beautifully shot, with tons of great visuals and different color palettes it uses. The production design is great with some flashy set pieces. The soundtrack is amazing in this film, Of course, it's The Weeknd, his new album, and, it uses them very well in this movie, and it even plays, a couple of his old songs. There's a scene in particular, I won't spoil it, but that uses some of his old songs, Great scene, great use of his songs, and it works. It all works perfectly in this film. The editing is okay. There's some slow pacing at times. I wish they would have picked it up, but during the pivotal scenes, there's some solid pacing. The runtime is good, less than 2 hours, and overall, Hurry Up Tomorrow is different from what I expected. It's a different kind of film, but I enjoyed it. It's odd and it's weird. But if you like these kind of movies that are based on albums, kind of like Pink Floyd's The Wall, I really enjoyed that movie. It's a little similar to this, kind of, not really, but it's that kind of tone in movie that I think this is what it was going for. This is not as good as that, but it's something like that. They're both two different movies, but if there's something to compare it to, it's kind of like that. If you're a fan of The Weeknd and this new album, then I recommend checking this film out. You'll enjoy it. I enjoyed it, I give it a B. I give it a solid B. We're eating good watching this movie. McDonald's, Taco Bell type shit. Alright, y'all, so that is the end of the video. Don't forget to hit that like button and comment on whether you have seen this movie or are you excited to see it. If you've seen it, let me know your thoughts. What's your favorite song by The Weeknd? I think mine might be either Coming Down or Can't Feel My Face, one of those. Those are 2 great songs. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and alerts to know when I drop a new review. Appreciate you all for watching. See you on the next one. Have a good morning, afternoon, or night, whatever time you're watching this. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to watch me talk about movies. Thank you. Bye-bye.